The reason I like to break things down with our team is into three goals of what's your survival goal, what's your good life goal, and what's your dream goal, is because it gives you a range to shoot for. And I don't know about you, but every corporate type job out there that has some sort of goal setting, they usually have a monthly or a quarterly quota of a target followed by a stretch goal. So let's break down to what these three separate goals mean and how you can implement them into your business plan and help you stay on track. Welcome back to the Doug Edrington podcast, where my goal is to help real estate agents take it to the next level. And today I want to talk about that. Take it to the next level. We are still in Q1 of 2024, and so many people set a goal, call it fourth quarter of last year, and they're reflecting on their goals, or scarier, they're not. And they're sitting here saying, okay, what went wrong? What happened? How am I already behind the eight ball? And so today, what I really want to help you think through is it time for a reset of goals? And I want to challenge you with three different goals. What's your survival goal? What is your good life goal? And what is going to be your dream goal for this year? And so let's dive into this and let's think about, why is this important that we set three goals versus one? Well, I think too often agents set such a stretch goal that I hate to use the word impossible, but for the majority of the people, they have no chance of hitting it. And so when you are trying to achieve a goal that is so far out of reach, you stop thinking about the goal. Has there ever been a time that that's happened to you? I know it has for me. And so the reason I like to break things down with our team is into three goals of what's your survival goal, what's your good life goal, and what's your dream goal, is because it gives you a range to shoot for. And I don't know about you, but every corporate type job out there that has some sort of goal setting, they usually have a monthly or a quarterly quota of a target followed by a stretch goal. So let's break down to what these three separate goals mean and how you can implement them into your business plan and help you stay on track. So the first one, I mentioned the survival goal. So I want you to think about truly, what does it take to survive in your household? So many of you have maybe a second stream of income in your household, a spouse, a significant other, however it may be. And oftentimes when I speak to real estate agents, it's even part of our interview process. When we're meeting with someone for the first time, we're going to ask them, hey, what's your survival goal, good life goal, and dream goal? And we start with survival, and I've got to break it down though. If you are one of the lucky ones out there, and there's nothing wrong with this, but if you're one of the lucky ones out there that has a second income source in your home, or third for that matter, and you don't have to work, I think it's important that you recognize that your survival goal is zero. And because if you think about the fact that you're starting in a business and you realize and you recognize that you don't have to sell any homes to survive, I think that's something worth pointing out to yourself and recognizing that there's got to be a strong why. There's got to be a strong importance of why you're doing this. What's the real goal of the unit count or the dollar amount that you're trying to make? Because many of us out there is hey, my survival goal is zero because things are taken care of at home by someone else. And again, I'm not knocking on you if that's the case by any means. Many people we speak to have that situation, but it's important to truly recognize that, hey, you may be starting at a baseline of zero. Now, if you're not one of those lucky people and you do have a minimum dollar amount that you need to bring in every single year, what I want to challenge you on is get really clear what that looks like. So call it budgeting if you want. I know many real estate agents, entrepreneurs out there don't really think through the filter of budgeting, but I'd really challenge you to sit back and think, okay, what are my monthly expenses that I have every single month? And I would break them down from personal and business. Many of you out there have business expenses that you have taken on or you're thinking about taking on. And what does that cost look like? Now, if you take a step back and you look at it from the business perspective too, think about what is it that you want to do moving forward. I would argue as simple as closing gifts and or community events, or maybe your own branded swag or something of that nature that you're like, okay, I also want to give back to the community, or I also want to make sure that I'm loving on my clients on a quarterly basis, for example. What are those costs going to be involved? Because now you've got to think about, what are my expenses? at work? What are my expenses at home? So you can truly figure out what is that survival goal. Then you need to break that number down into, okay, what's the average sale that I'm going to do? And if you're new and you don't have that yet, lean on your company and figure out, your company, your team, figure out what is likely to be my average and figure out exactly, break it down to your paycheck, your split, and decide how many homes do I need to sell to hit that survival goal. Now, oftentimes I see people say it may be like 18 homes, for example. I'm just throwing out a random number right now, but if 18 homes is your survival goal, this is going to help you start to build a business plan. Now let's take a step into the second level though of the goals here, and the second one's going to be the good life goal. Now, you may say, Doug, what do you mean by good life? I mean, just take it for what it is, like legitimately. You're having a good life. You're able to go out and eat a couple times throughout the week and you're not worried about it. You're able to take a vacation or two throughout the year and you're not worried about it. You're able to have a little bit of savings, because we all know something's going to happen, whether by your choice or life chooses it for you, whether it's time to replace the tires or your heat and air unit goes out or who knows what it may be. We've all been there before. And so when I mean a good life goal, I want you to really think about, after reflecting on your survival goal, what does my good life goal need to be? Because that is a very important target that you have to recognize. To have the life that you want, you must reach the criteria of that goal. Now, sounds simple, but at the end of the day, so many people get into this business to have freedom, to have the life that they want. But if you don't do the work to create that, then you're missing out. You're missing out on that life that you want. So it's really important that you take a step back and think about, what is that good life goal? Now, let's jump to the dream goal here, the last one. This is going to be your stretch goal. Now, when I say dream goal, I don't mean you hit the lottery. I mean, what are you going to be really proud of over the next 12 months of your business to where you're going to say, all right, if I accomplish this, I'm extremely proud. I'm proud of myself. My family's proud of me. My team leader, my broker's proud of me. Like, this is the one that I'm creating that stretch goal. It needs to be achievable. So you need to think through the filter of, what are you really capable of doing? And set that goal. But once you have these three goals, your survival, your good life, and your dream goal, I would challenge you to find the 5 most influential people to you. We've all heard, you are who you hang out with. Go to those 5 people. And this is where the who comes in. The more that you tell people of what your goals are, the more likely it will come to fruition. I got to say, I have told friends and family for years what my goal is, and let them know, friends, family, colleagues, peers, and let them know I am trying really hard to accomplish this. What I tend to find is those people help me reach that goal. They send me the lead. They send me the opportunity. They give me the information that I might be missing to help me reach that goal. They help me think through it analytically of, is my business plan going to be accomplished or not? I've also gone to people and set some wildly impressive goals, and they said, I would not invest in your business. And that made me take a step back and think, well, first off, I wasn't asking you to invest in my business, but that's a really good statement. I should be running a business strong enough that someone would say, I want to invest in your business. And that'll tell me I'm probably doing some of the right things. And so when you look at these 3 goals, you got to think, okay, once you set your survival goal, once you set your good life goal, and then once you set your dream goal, how are you breaking this thing down quarterly and monthly and putting things into action? So we all know there's sweat equity, and then there's the real equity where you're spending money. And I would challenge you to think through, you're now building a business plan once you set these goals. I would challenge you to put them high and mighty up on the wall so you not only you can see it, but the people that care about you can see it as well. Maybe that's in your office. Maybe that's at home. Maybe you're posting it on social media every so often. You've got that chart up on the wall that has 24 houses and you're filling in the colors of red or sold or whatever you want every time you sell a house so you can let the world know where you're at. We all know that anytime you measure something, it improves. But if you measure and report it to others, it improves at a faster pace. So I want to challenge you to really think, where are you at with your goals this year? So if you're like most people and you took a step back and you're sitting here thinking, you know what, I did set a goal in the 4th quarter of last year and I can't even remember what it is. I would challenge you that you probably haven't set a realistic goal or it's not important to you. Maybe you're one of those people that think, hey, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do and it's going to work out. I know that each and every person watching this video or listening to this podcast right now wants to make themselves better, and you can jump into action just by taking a few of these steps. So tell me what you think on this. If you have already have goals like this and you've had some struggles, let me know how you've gotten through it. Please comment, like it, share it, pass it on to someone that you think could really use this information right now. Because again, it's not just about you. It's about the people around you that are trying to help you. That law of reciprocity, you can kick back in and help them. So thanks for listening. Make sure you check us out next week.